In this video, I'm going to share 8 tips to help you make the most out of your internship experience so you can be prepared when you get hired as a school counselor. My name is John Burnett, and I've been an elementary and a middle school counselor in my career, and my goal is to help other school counselors get prepared for this work. Keep watching this video because at the end, I'm going to share an amazing resource that'll help you prepare for your first year as a school counselor. Take the time to get to know your site supervisor. This is the school counselor or school counseling team that you'll be working with throughout your internship. This is who you'll be learning from. Before you jump in and get started on your internship, it's important to ask them specific questions. These are some examples that you can use. What's your favorite part about being a school counselor? What are your favorite school counseling activities here at I'm a Star Elementary? What do you need help with? And then spend some time getting to know your site supervisor. This is the person you're going to be working with in close proximity, so you really need to take some time to get to know them and build a relationship with them. These questions will also help you understand how you can best support your site supervisor and get the most out of your learning experience. Set clear and realistic goals for what you want to learn during your internship so you can get the most out of your experience. Identify the specific skill set, knowledge, and skills that you want to walk away with when your internship is completed. Then you sit down with your site supervisor and create a plan so you can achieve those goals. Really focus on your grad school classes and think about what you want to get firsthand experience with. What are some of the things that you learned in theory that you want to actually practice in the field? You also want to consider Ask Us 3 domains of academics, social emotional, and college and career readiness. Then mix in some individual sessions, small groups, and classroom counseling lessons, and think about what you want to learn in each one of those things. The next thing you want to focus on is building relationships with students, staff, and all the teachers that you'll be working with. Listen to the things they need support with, hear them out when they have concerns, and then express empathy and be sure you're listening when you're talking. Then take a notebook with you so you can jot down some of the things that they express when they're in meetings with you. This will make them feel valued, especially if you follow up on some of the things that they address if you have the ability to do so. Specifically when it comes to supporting students though. In the morning, depending on what grade level you work with, you can go outside for morning arrival and get to know families. Open the car door for them and let their students out. This is elementary, of course, maybe even middle school, but this is a perfect time for you to see those families and those students and greet them when they're walking into the building. And they're gonna ask you questions about who you are, and this is where you can introduce yourself and say, "Hi, I'm Mr. Burnett, and I'm gonna be helping Mrs. Smith, your school counselor. Let me know if you need anything." It's also a great idea to get to know your support staff in the building, your janitor or your maintenance crew, the school secretary, the nurse, the attendance secretary, all of those people that you will interact with, just not every day. They need to know who you are, and you may have questions for them later on. So initially, if you can, learn everybody when you first start. Number 4 might be obvious, but observe the school counselor that you'll be working with or the team that you'll be working with if you're on a middle school or high school campus. Always take a notebook with you wherever you go and take notes on how they perform their job duties. What does your school counseling supervisor do first thing in the morning? How do they interact with students, staff, and families? How do they complete their job duties? All of these things, you want to take note of them. The counselor you'll be shadowing completes classroom counseling lessons. Be sure to go in the classroom with them and observe how they do everything. Observe their classroom management styles. What are their procedures, routines, and systems that they use? How do they present their lessons? What engaging activities do they share with the students? These are all things that you want to take note of so you can see if these things work for you. Learn from their experience and take note of the strategies and the techniques that they use. Be sure to develop your own style. Don't compare yourself to what they're doing. You take note of it, you try it, and see if it works for you. Be sure to really focus and listen to what they're doing and ask questions. If you don't understand something, the only way that you'll get better and learn is if you ask questions. There is no stupid question. Don't get embarrassed. We were all brand new counselors at one point in our career, and the only way to learn is if you ask questions. Tip number 5, seek feedback. Ask your counseling supervisor and other professionals in the building for feedback about your performance. And really take note and listen to what they're saying. Feedback, what I've learned over the years, is a gift. People don't have to give you feedback. So it might be hard to hear certain feedback, especially if you've made a mistake. It's best not to take feedback personally because at the end of the day, that feedback is intentionally used to help you grow and do better. Use their feedback to improve your skills and knowledge and develop yourself as a school counseling and professional educator. Have your site supervisor observe your sessions and activities so they can give you specific feedback. And they can also share their insight. This is why I mentioned in step number 1 to build a relationship with your site supervisor, because it's going to be easier to hear feedback from them if you've already built a relationship and connection with them. And again, don't get discouraged when you make mistakes. You will make them. Just don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself grace. We were all brand new counselors at one point in our career. As a side note, after you finish watching this video, check out this video on the screen. This is a video where I talk about imposter syndrome, comparing yourself to other school counselors and what you can do to make sure you avoid imposter syndrome and overcome it. Tip number 6, reflect on your experience. Reflecting on your experience is an essential part of the intern process and your school counseling journey. At the end of the day, take 5 to 10 minutes, look over your journal and your notes, think about what you learned from that day, and think about what you can do to be better and improve starting the next day. It's gonna seem overwhelming if you look at everything all at once. Take the time to focus on one specific thing that you wanna work on and get better at. For example, if you had a classroom counseling lesson that didn't go over very well, think about what went wrong, how can you improve it, and what can you do next time so you can apply this knowledge to your next classroom counseling visit. I know there can be a lot of pressure being a school counseling intern because you feel like you have to be perfect and this is the only way that you're going to get a job for the next school year. There's a lot of thoughts that I'm sure are going through your head. But again, the goal is to learn as much as you can so you can get prepared when you do get a job. So that's why it's important to ask questions and reflect on your experience so that you can say, these are the things that I learned during my practicum and my internship. Tip number 7, keep a journal. Keeping a journal is an effective way to not only note the things that you want to learn and improve on, but it's also a great way to jot down ideas of things that worked well and things that you want to take over when you get your first job. Track your progress throughout the day. What are some of your areas of success? What are some of the things that you want to work on? What students, staff, or parents or families that you interact with for that day? Also focus on the positive. Think about at the end of the day, what was one thing that went well? What was a win for you for that day, whether it's a small thing or a big thing? For example, let's say that you helped a student process their anger and their emotions so that they could do better in the classroom. To me, that's a big win. Or let's say that you checked off some things off of your to-do list. These are all things at the end of the day you can sit down and say, hey, I did this and it was cool. Also document events, programs, and interventions that you participated in or helped coordinate. Take pictures if you can. You always have to ask to be sure so you don't take pictures of students. And if you do, you can blur them out or put a happy face over them or something like that. But this is important for your portfolio. The portfolio that you create from the activities in your internship experience will help you get a job. And if you want to check out the importance of creating either a physical portfolio or a virtual one, you can check out this video on the screen at the end of watching this video. Again, the links will be in the description below. So when you go into your interviews, not only do you have experience that you can talk about, you have something physical that they can see. Tip number 8, attend professional development. You can attend conferences, workshops, or professional development sessions at your school or district. You can learn about best practices and effective interventions for school counseling and supporting students, staff, and families when you attend these professional development sessions. And if you're not able to go to conferences because of financial reasons, attend virtual sessions. Companies like Character Strong offer free professional development opportunities that you can participate throughout the year. You just have to register for them. And it's also a great idea to join ASCA. They have a discounted rate for grad school students and I believe it's only $69. It's a great idea to join ASCA because not only do you get liability insurance, you get magazines, they offer professional development for virtual and in-person trainings, and it's just a great way to network and ask questions. And you can check out their online resources that they have available. And if you got value from watching this, please like this video. It's an easy and free way to show support. And it helps YouTube push my videos out to other people. And I would love it if you share this video with other interns or grad students in your program or your school. Comment below, what was your favorite tip from this video? What is something you're gonna implement after watching this? And another way to show support, if you're able to, is to buy me a coffee at the link below. Coffee helps keep my juices flowing so I can create videos for you. And now let me share the bonus tip for you. Now I have 2 specific resources that are gonna be so beneficial if you take advantage of them. The first one is this playlist to help you get a job as a school counselor. I go over tips and tricks to help you get interviewed and get hired. And after you get hired, check out this new school counselor playlist where I share specific things that you should be doing in your first year of school counseling to be successful. Thank you for watching my channel. See you next video.